some cases, severe abuse he got in various quarters. And I think that is the kind of thing that makes you sit up and pay attention. You might say, well, listen, I don't like the bloke as in George Pell. I don't like what the church has been involved in, all of that sort of stuff, and that's all reasonable. But at some point, on every case, you have to ask yourself the question, is the verdict sound? And Tom Percy has always maintained it wasn't.
Chris, you're so right, and he has always maintained it. And how hard would that be? Because he would be a person too, like all of us, that know this ghastly situation has happened in the church, not just in the church, but families, teachers, coaches, etc. It's happening. It's happening all the time that children are being abused. So therefore, for him to make that statement, he would naturally know that people were going to have a go.
Yep, you're dead right, Suzanne. Thank you very much for your call. And that's something else, I suppose, that also goes with the territory. You have to have the courage of your convictions and you have to be prepared to stand by it, irrespective of the criticism that you are inevitably going to receive in various quarters. Hello, Brian.
Oh, g'day, Chris. This is the best I've ever heard, mate. I was just watching that World News, the lady on World News. She said China, they're all reporting about all the deaths in the world today. She said in China, they've got no reports of any Chinese dying today, but they've got 34 new cases. And the 34 new cases all come in from other parts of the world into China. They must think we fell out of a tree.
Would it be fair to say that I'll put you on the side of the sceptics, Brian?
Oh, mate, unbelievable. How gullible are they? Strike me dead.
Thank you for that, Brian. I'll tell you what, mate, there's plenty of people out there who definitely agree with you. Of that, there is no doubt. Is still doing the whole social distancing thing. Of course, I refer to Ben Aylett. By the way, 1L, 2 T's in Aylett, benaylett.com is the website. Good evening, mate.
Good evening, Chris. How you going, mate?
Doing all right. How's this social isolating thing working for you?
Social isolating. Well, being a nerd, it's not too hard. So yeah, I think I'm doing okay with the social isolating. I haven't gone completely crazy yet. I'm working from home quite efficiently and I seem to be behaving and managing quite well.
The thing that amazes me is how many people have now started to say, oh, this works brilliantly for me. I don't necessarily know if I want to go back.
Well, yes. A lot of people are finding that they have better room at home. They're more productive at home. They're saving a bunch on petrol and parking, no doubt, or public transport. And also lunches. You can have your lunches at home as well. So it's from the point of the employee, it's incredibly effective. And hopefully employers are finding ways to make it work for them as well.
Let's hope so. And, well, I guess for somebody like you, it's always going to work well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's something I've been doing for some time now. So I've been able to work from home for about a decade. And I'm now, just in the last week and a half, I've been helping other businesses get their workforces online as well. And doing it safely too, I might add.
Has there been a fair rush of people who've been saying, oh, goodness me, we've got to get ourselves online all of a sudden, and you found yourself almost being, I suppose, like some sort of an emergency service worker to get people online so business can continue from home?
Yeah, there is that sort of sense of urgency when it comes to getting remote workforces up and running. So it is important to consult an expert. I mean, I'm one of them, I guess. I can count myself as one. So you must do it carefully, because if you rush these sorts of things, you're inviting all sorts of trouble down the track.
All right. Well, before we go any further, Ben.
Yes.
Chris wants to have a word with you.
Oh, brilliant.
G'day, Chris.
G'day, Chris. And g'day, Ben.
G'day,
hey,
Chris.
look, Ben. Just for the last it's no coincidence. It can't be, but for the last 2 weeks, or maybe last week more than anything, both at work and at home, I found my landline, which is hooked up to the NBN. I found it just either it sounds like a Dalek at the other end.
Right.
People either log out and then they ring back and then it's fine.
Uh-huh.
But it's been happening all the time. And is that do you think that's to do with the amount of traffic that's on the internet?
It's an easy line to draw to say that all this increase in traffic and the changes in the way we use the internet could have an impact. But if it's sounding a bit weird, I would be contacting the ISP. they may use that everyone's using it excuse. But I wouldn't expect
I
to
should
see
say
a big
we've
change.
had a problem here, Ben, with our talkback lines.
Oh, okay.
And the engineers have been telling us that that's exactly what the reason is, that
Okay.
there is so much demand on the system, and because these phones now are operating through the NBN,
Yeah.
instead of like in the good old days when the plain old telephone system just operated, basically it's
Yes.
a plain old telephone system.
Okay.
And they're telling us that in fact there is a lot of merit to this talk about the system being overloaded, simply because everyone's at home, they're playing their video games, they're doing all the stuff all at once. People are working from home, so instead of being in an office on an intranet, they're actually connected via the internet. All of this stuff is just sucking a whole heap of data.
Right.
Hence the reason why they've been slowing it down. And the engineers have told us that that's part of the reason why we've had a lot of problems. And our phones here sometimes have done some absolutely crazy things, and they've sounded like those, just as Chris described them, Daleks.
Okay. All right. So they've got a bit crunchy and those started sounding like robots. So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I'll defer to your experience. I actually don't use phone
Bitter
lines.
experience, mate.
Yes, yeah. I don't actually rely on phone lines myself, so I do a lot of my communicating through Skype and through Teams, not Zoom, I might add. I'll be giving WebEx a try this Friday. So I think I might have some social drinks this Friday going through Cisco WebEx. So keep an eye for that.
Have they improved the quality of Skype? I know at one stage there were audio quality issues with Skype. Has that improved?
I don't know. Does it sound like it's improved, mate? We're on Skype right now.
Yeah, well, it does to me.
Sounds
good. Well, I'm just wondering overall, because at one stage the problem with Skype was it had, I'm trying to think, almost, and I think the right word, even though it's hard to visualise, I know, it had a hollow sort of sound to it.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, now, look, I must say the experience I've got now is quite positive.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Yes, so the hollow sound you might have got through Skype and other VoIP-based services could have something to do with the service connecting point A with point B, but it could also have a lot to do with the actual hardware at each end. So it's possible people were using things like webcam microphones, which are, I mean, they're okay. They're just not very good quality, so they are going to give a bit of a tinny quality to them.
Well, we often want to say that sucks. By the way, if you'd like to have a chat to Ben Aylett, you can do so. You can also log on to his website, which is benaylett.com, 1 L, 2 T's in Aylett. Got some technical issues you'd like to have a chat to him about now. It's a really good time, 922 118 882, the number.
There are some things you might not miss this Easter, like holiday traffic jams.
So, like an idiot, I forgot to start recording. So, at least we're streaming. That's something, I guess.
Are we there yet?
Easter 2020 is unlike any other. We're being asked
All
not
right,
to
so
travel.
how's everyone going? We've got...
Relax. The right thing. And
Not a lot happening at the
6PR
moment.
is staying
But,
right
hey,
here with
that's
you.
fine.
Spend Easter with us. Perth 6PR. We're here.
From heavy-duty equipment to on-road trucks, you can trust CJD equipment to keep you moving. Backed by more than 45 years of experience, CJD partners with Australian-made, world's best heavy-duty, Kenworth and ultimate all-rounder, European DAF. At CJD Equipment, we pride ourselves on our state-of-the-art service facilities, supporting you across WA and beyond. For all your trucking needs in one place, there's only one name, CJD Equipment. Big enough to trust, small enough to care. Visit cjd.com.au.
Hello, I'm Jason Green from Westpac. With all that's going on right now, I know getting to the bank may prove difficult. I'd like to reassure you that we're open for business and you can still do so much of what you need with online banking. Whether you're on a desktop or using the Westpac app, you can still make payments, transfer funds, see statements, bank a cheque and more. Just head to westpac.com.au or download the Westpac banking app and click register to start online banking today. Conditions, fees and charges may apply.
Now's the time to buy local. And at the Grocer and the Chef, we've got plenty of fresh produce and European groceries at competitive prices to feed you and your family. Or why not try one of our delicious ready-to-go meals from only $10? Think pizzas, roasted meats, lasagna and curries. So come see us at 115 Lefroy Road, Beaconsfield. Open Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Or check the Grocer and the Chef on Facebook. Mention this ad for a free piece of pizza. Conditions apply.
You know, buying your oil online just makes sense, and Cinepec is the easiest and fastest way to do it. You don't have to leave your workshop or office to buy your lubricants. You can do it all with just a click of the mouse at cinepeconline.com.au. No middleman, no hassle, and free fast metro delivery. There are Tier 1, premium quality, transport and automotive synthetic and semi-synthetic lubricants delivered direct from the warehouse. Don't compromise on quality. cinepeconline.com.au, the fast, easy way to buy oil.
Sadly, COVID-19 has forced many of your favourite stores to temporarily close. But there is a way to keep them going without leaving home. Shop them on eBay. Whatever you need, shop from home to support 40,000 Aussie retailers on eBay. Stay home, shop online.
On 882 6PR, this is Perth Tonight with Chris Isley.
Ben Aylett's here talking technology as he always does, and right now technology is playing a huge part in our lives, connecting us, helping us to work in ways that we've never done before. If you've got any issues, give us a buzz, 922 11882. By the way, if you want to check out his website, it's benaylett.com, 1 L, 2 T's in Aylett. G'day, John.
G'day, Ben. G'day, Chris.
G'day, John.
Before I ask a question about Zoom, Telstra takes the cake. You ring their 1234 number, which they charge you for, of course, and you get a message saying due to the virus issue, we have a high volume of calls. La-di-da-di-da. This is not available, but you can go into the white pages and you give you the website address or something else online. Everything's online, and if you're in the car on hands free, you can't access it anyway. But if you're blind, they don't charge you for 1, 2, 3, 4 because you can't read a phone book. I've got a relative, and it's been going on for 3 days now. That's a joke.
Yep, and you want to know something? You're talking about Census 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
To be fair to Telstra, they no longer own that.
Yeah. Well, but Telstra say we can't connect you to 1, 2, 3, 4 because of the high volume of calls.
Yeah, which means that they don't have capacity on the network that they once used to have. Why is that the case, John? Well, good old-fashioned penny pinching would be my guess.
Yes, and the NBN not being fibre to the home, but I'm not going down that track.
Get me started on the NBN. Don't get me started.
Because I came home one day and I've got a very big Telstra pit just outside my front fence, and it was the day they announced they were going to do fibre to the curb, and I said to the techs working in the hole, "Oh, does that mean I'm going to get fibre to the tech?" "Oh, no, you're still fibre to the node." I said, "Well, where's my node?" And he pointed, and you need a bloody naval binoculars to see it.
Yep. Yeah, don't get me started, John.
I know. Anyhow, I had my first experience today with Zoom with my GP.
Right.
He could hear me, he could see me, and I could see him.
Yep.
And he was saying, "Turn the mic on." I didn't know where to turn the mic on, and the only reason he said that, he hand wrote a sign and held it up to the screen to read the sign.
Oh, that's awesome.
Turn the mic on. So in the finish, we went back to no sight to the standard way, with no vision.
Yep.
Now, earlier in the day, I've been playing YouTube through the hands-free Bluetooth audio in the car.
Right.
That setting would have been in the phone. Could I have turned the mic off then?
Okay, so you were trying to access the Zoom using your phone, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was outside of the car. I wasn't in the car. And I had to install the Zoom and everything else.
Yep.
And then, as you say, I could hear him and we could see one another.
Yeah.
But he couldn't hear me.
Right. Okay.
But afterwards, later on, when I got back in the car, I remembered I changed this setting, the audio part of the on dash, screen for audio and setting.
Yeah. It could be related. It'll be worth looking at because we can change so many settings on our phones. It's going to be hard to say exactly where it might have been disabled.
Yeah, because there was never, and of course, when you've got the vision up, the background of the rest of the phone, apart from his image, is all black, so you don't get like the little microphone prompt down the bottom or anything.
Okay.
And okay. Well, what I'll do, I'll try it out with someone that's got a Zoom and be talking to them on the landline.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Okay, then just a thought.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, John. Yeah, it's sometimes easy to overlook those kind of things, I know.
Yeah.
Hello, Norman. Hello, Norman.
Joe, email was slow on Sunday. It's now fast.
What's that?
We had no internet on Sunday.
You didn't have any internet on Sunday?
No.
How long did you not have internet for?
The whole day.
Yeah.
On my computer.
So what's your
my computer in my bedroom.
What's your specific question then, Norman?
Why was it out on Sunday and Monday?
Well, Norman, can I just make a point here?
Yeah.
It's no good ringing Ben and asking him why your internet was out on Sunday. If you have a problem like that, you or your carer needs to speak to whoever your ISP is.
Telstra, yeah.
Okay, well then you need to talk to Telstra. Unless it was some widespread outage, it's not a question that Ben can answer for you, mate. I'm sorry, it's just not.
The traffic was fast. Everyone was on the same day because of the coronavirus.
Yeah, well, it could have been that. It could have been that. But like I said before, Norman, if you want to find out the answer to that, you are going to have to ask Telstra. As much as he would like to, it's just not a question Ben can answer. Yeah. The only time he would be able to answer a question like that is if there was, say, for example, a widespread outage that was due to a single, albeit rather large fault. But there hasn't been one of those.
Not for a while
he can't
now.
answer the question for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's not talk too soon, eh?
Okay, all right.
Well, mate, we don't, you know the old line? We don't want to bring about bad vibes and all the rest of it.
Yes, exactly.
Because at the moment it seems like we could be tempting things.
Yeah, best not talk about it then.
We've talked about slowing the internet and what have you.
Yeah.
There is no doubt that the demands on the system at the moment, irrespective of your ISP, are quite large, aren't they?
They are huge demands, and to be honest, I'm actually really impressed with how things have held up. We haven't seen the internet completely implode. We've seen little outages here and there around the place. I haven't been immune from these either. So this is our third week of working from home and calling into the studio, and so far so good. Again, there I go. I'm tempting fate again. But
you are. We're going to take an ad break right now, and if the other side of the ad break you're not there, I'm going to say that it was all your fault. You ignored the portents and awful warnings.
Fair enough.
By the way, benaylett.com is the website. That's where you'll find all of Ben's contact information. 1L, 2 T's in Aylett. benaylett.com. But if you'd like to have a chat to Ben, 922 118 882.
Breakfast. Breaking news. The High Court has allowed the George Pell appeal. The convictions have been quashed. That is a landmark.
Let's see how we go now. I've really stirred up the internet gods.
We're not seeing the protesters here, the victims' families here that we saw throughout the trial because, of course, no one can travel at the moment and with social distancing, they couldn't have gathered here anyway. So a very bizarre end to this 5-year legal saga.
Breakfast with Steve Mills and Basil Zempler. Tomorrow morning from 5 on 882.
Send a little special shout out to Seth and Quentin. Hey boys, watch
At
this.
Coles,
Magic
we're
trick.
helping lower the cost of Easter with a half-price value bag of Lind or mini eggs, $3.90 grams for just $10 and exclusive to Coles.
So g'day to little Seth and Quinton up there in Canada.
Offer ends Tuesday, April 14.
Little
While
residents
stocks
of
last, no
Windsor.
rain checks.
Take immediate
Original
action and
Aussie
lock down
boys.
your home today. Secure your home and loved ones with new style roller shutters. For a limited time, prices on electric roller shutters have been reduced. Plus, you'll also receive free installation. New style roller shutters not only provide security, they also restrict the amount of heat lost in your home.
I'd also like to say hello to little Ava.
Free installation. Call
And her brother
1300
Jack.
798 776.
G'day guys, hope you're doing well. Making sure that Mum and Dad are behaving well and looking after Nana.
Hi, Carl Langdon here. If you're in the market for safety boots, here's some facts. The Steel Blue Argyle is the biggest selling boot in WA. Some outlets are selling them for $190, others for $175. But at Work Clobber, you'll pay just $164. No special gimmicks, no terms and conditions, just their everyday trade price of $164 for the original Steel Blue Argyle boots. So get into Work Clobber's 9 trade stores. They're everywhere.
Hi, I'm Scott Ingram from Helium Marketing. Do you have products or services to get to market but are seeing a lot less foot traffic? It's time to move your shopfront online. Helium's one-day website could have you trading online as soon as this week, with our local creative team building your website over just one day. And having delivered one-day websites to regional clients, we've developed client-friendly remote processes so you don't even need to leave home. Ask to see examples of this quality and affordable solution. Call 1-800-HELIUM, that's HELIUM.
Promises are important, now more than ever. And at Kia, we promise you that even in these uncertain times, our 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty is there for you. You deserve the protection, security and confidence of worry-free driving for 7 years. We're proud to have Australia's best 7-year warranty, and rest assured, it won't change, even if the world around you does. Because at Kia, our warranty is our promise. Visit kia.com.au for more info.
No one likes hearing a scratch, especially on our car, which is why you need an insurer that's close by and affordable. Switch to RAC Comprehensive Car Insurance online and get $100 off for the first year. RAC Insurance. For the better. Check the PDS at rac.com.au.
Until midnight, this is Perth Tonight with Chris Isley on 882 6PR.
We're joined by Ben Aylett from benaylett.com. That's the website, benaylett.com. That's where you'll find all of his contact information. If you have any technical questions, spending a bit of time with technology right now and thinking, maybe I should kill it. You get a bit that way with technology, don't you, Ben? Although you don't. You seem to have the patience of Job with it, but a lot of people sit there and think, you know something? Yes, it'll cost me money, but that hammer's going to feel really good while I'm doing it.
Look, I can confirm that when stuff needs to be destroyed, taking to it with a hammer, it does feel good. And it's fine.
It's interesting. I worked years ago with a technician who always found it frustrating when they say, oh, no, you could fix something. And he would say, it's beyond economic repair.
Exactly.
No, fix it. He always found that a hammer, dropping from a great height, various different acts like that, usually made the point moot.
Yes, absolutely. So as a technician, I can sympathise, because there comes a point in time when you look at it and you think, it's going to cost this much of my time and this many parts to replace something that, well, at the end of the day, is going to be only worth half of what the repair bill is.
Yep. You get to that point sometimes.
Yep.
Now, I note that you have, I suppose in some ways, I don't know whether it's an offer or whether it's a plea from help, and that is Flatten the Curve Hack wants your help. What's this all about?
Okay, so this is from the guys at Aus Cyber. So this is the Australian Cybersecurity Growth Network, and this is a hackathon. So what they're doing is they're asking for people to come together, obviously social distancing, to take part in a 48-hour online hackathon where they want to help develop like digital or analog prototypes to counter the virus and provide tangible solutions. So it could be anything like trying to find a cheap, accurate testing kit for the coronavirus that can be produced at mass, or straight up a vaccine. That'd be nice. And just lots of little things that you think might help. So what they're asking for is for people from different backgrounds. So you could be a software hacker, you could be a creative person, not just straight up problem solver, or a developer. And if you've got internet access and an email address, they want to talk to you. So you can go along and have a look at, just look up OS Cyber and look for Flatten the Curve Hack. So just Google Flatten the Curve Hack.
Just the name sounds like fun.
Oh, it does, yeah. So it's just a way of trying to bring together a whole bunch of problem solvers and thinkers to try and find a way to find a solution, and you've got 48 hours to do it in, and it starts on Thursday the 9th of April, beginning at 6 p.m.
And if you bring enough people together, the chances are that it may well actually have positive results. You look at that and say, gee, what difference could I make? I don't have any medical knowledge. All of that's true.
Absolutely.
But if you're doing the right thing and if you're all pushing in the same direction and the direction you're guided to go, it's amazing what you might be able to achieve.
Yeah, and having taken part in the Missing Persons Hackathon, I actually learnt a lot as an individual, and it was really good to be working with other people towards a common goal with a very tight time constraint. And this is when you see people really come together and they get super creative about finding solutions to problems.
Indeed. Now, at the moment, what we're doing a lot of, video conferencing.
Yep.
And something that you said is a good idea to touch on, the do's and don'ts of video conferencing. In fact, you've got some obvious ones there. Now this one I think is interesting.
Yep.
Dress pro, top to toe.
Yeah, I mean, this is the old look good, feel good paradigm where, if you dress properly, you sort of feel good about it, and then you can act in an appropriate manner. So I actually do this myself as well. So I might be wearing a T-shirt, but I still, when I go to work, I put on socks and shoes. Even though I'm just walking across the entry to my home office, I still dress like I'm going to work. They might be shorts, but they are still the sort of pants I'd happily wear out in public, not the old gym shorts.
What's wrong with the gym shorts?
Well, there's nothing wrong with gym shorts. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. It's just when you're trying to be professional, even though you are working from home, it sort of puts you in that frame of mind.
Now, something else that makes sense is to log in early. In other words, make sure that you're ready well and truly before the meeting is due to get underway, because, well, I suppose it's just like turning up to a physical meeting late. No one appreciates it, and they're really not interested in your excuses.
That's right. Just because it's online doesn't mean you don't have to be on time. There you go.
A couple of things that are important. Test your sound and position the camera.
I don't know how many other people have experienced this, but it is really annoying when someone comes on and their speakers might not be working and you hear them saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" And you're screaming at them, "Yes, I can hear you," but they can't hear you. So it is annoying. And this is a part of logging in early. It gives you a chance to test the software and make sure all the bits and pieces you've got working are working right.
That's a good point. Now, something else you talk about, select a distraction-free space. I would have thought that's almost stating the bleeding obvious, really, isn't it?
It can be stating the obvious, but some people might be tempted to, do a conference from outside. So they might have a nice spot on the veranda, Wi-Fi access. Why not? I've got a cup of coffee and I can sit outside and look over the veranda at whatever's happening over the property and just enjoy what I'm doing. You're not actually focusing on what you should be doing. Remember, you're actually on someone else's dime. You're working for somebody and they're paying you for it. So, hey, pay attention.
Now, this is one I reckon is extremely important, and people have been caught out by not doing this.
Yeah.
Mute unless you happen to be talking.
Yeah. This is very important, especially if you have another member of the family come in and they're making all sorts of noise. If you've got the microphone muted, the worst that'll happen is that they'll see someone come in and you just usher them out, or you pick them up and give them a cuddle or whatever. But at least you're not interrupting the person holding that conversation.
Yeah. And the other one, consider your backdrop.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might have stuff in your home office. It's quite fine because it's your private home office.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment you go online and video conference, what you have becomes public.
Exactly, and this is actually something I've been helping another business with. We've been developing a cybersecurity working from home checklist.
Yeah, no, they definitely were never designed for that. My friend, we're out of time. The other thing too, just quickly, stay off the net. Well, that's for obvious reasons, because apart from anything else, you could get distracted. Mate, it's always appreciated, and thank you very much for talking to us, albeit from a distant location.
It's an absolute pleasure every single time, Chris.
And it's a pleasure also to note that Skype is working probably the best I've ever heard Skype work, which, given the amount of traffic on the net right now, is really good news. By the way, the website is benaylett.com. 1 L, 2 T's in Aylett. benaylett.com. That's where you'll find all of Ben's contact information. My friend, thank you very much. We'll have a chat again next week.
I'll catch you later.
You are our eyes. You are our ears. And we want to share what you know with the rest of Perth.
Hey.